What's up, guys? Alicia Tatiana here. We're gonna do a reading this morning. I'm gonna start with the animal deck this morning, but I hope y'all are good. I've been in quite the ebbs and flows of emotion. My Mars is in Cancer in the eighth house, so I really use my masculine and my fire to find those deep, dark mysteries and those I like to explore those deep Scorpio waters during this time. And to really be in kind of my Scorpio energy as well. Sorry, my bangs are like, not, look. They just like have this little cowlick on this side. Oh, whatever, I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, at this time I've just been real kind of cutthroat, to be honest. Really shedding and transforming. Really breaking myself down into like this DNA soup and this like cocoon I put myself in, and I'm gonna soon be born as the butterfly out of the chrysalis. Isn't that so cool that it goes from like the cocoon to like the chrysalis? Like, think about that. It's like we go from only being able to like walk really slow up something, eat very small like amounts of grass, to putting ourselves in a cocoon, which is all very like earthly based, you could say. And then we go to the chrysalis and we become a whole fucking being that is like able to fly. Oh, what the fuck? Like, tell me, like, you know, because everything that happens without, like, happens within too, right? So tell me where we get wings. That's all I want to know. Tell me where we get those wings. I feel a lot of like wings. Even the stingray, he's got like these like floppy things that just get him places, right? And this spine, it's just like a spine. This is what this card's about too, is just like having a really strong spine, growing a strong spine, really using this moment of transformation with the rebirthing of the feminine energy when we have Cancer season. This came out in reverse. Just really, yeah, this Cancer season I feel like is really that water that we needed, because we were in like a desert kind of climate, right? And all of a sudden within this desert we just start having more and more rain. And when you actually look at the deserts, you will actually find shells and like different elements of the ocean in them, because they used to be the ocean. So we're kind of like reintroducing those waters to a very stagnant earth, ground, soil. And I think that, you know, stagnation really came from like us having to bring in those waters and really dive deep into those waters. Like I was saying, with me having my Mars in Cancer in the 8th house. 8th house is the Scorpio house. So it's just like a lot of like masculine driven energy, like a real masculine type of water figure, to like really dive deep into those deep depths of the ocean, right? Into my ocean, into the collective's ocean. I work a lot with sacred sexuality, with people, helping them getting tapped into more of a sacred based sexuality than just this like old school, like we learned, you know, sex from porn type of stuff. And being able to dive deep into the collective's darkness, which is also a little bit of my darkness too, right? Whatever's without is so within type of thing, vice versa. And so being able to look into those deep waters and to see like, wow, no wonder I deal with this with the masculine population. No wonder I've dealt with this with the feminine population. No wonder I dealt with this as a child. No wonder my parents dealt with this, you know, and were the way they were. Good and fucking amazing in so many areas, and then lacking in a lot of areas. Emotional. A lot of us lacked emotional upbringings, emotionally intelligent upbringings, where we allow people to have their emotions, because those emotions actually show us exactly where we're hurting. That anger is usually very much linked to an internal child type of thing. So many different things, right? So many different ways we can look at our darknesses, and yeah, those darknesses left an imprint, and they kind of fucked me up for a while. But once I was able to like really dive deep into them and to understand them and gain the gnosis from them, then now I'm in that like hyperdrive of like knowing my fucking direction, right? So I love that we had the butterfly, because we're talking about us really rebirthing and really coming into the world as, or we were such an earthly based creature, but now we're able to kind of gain more higher up clarity of the world, right? We're able to kind of see it from maybe a more bird's eye, butterfly, dragonfly, I fly. We're able to see it from this like higher perspective, right? And when we're able to even like kind of touch down on these waters and gain what we need from the waters, but we realize that even so, what's coming to me is like during Gemini season, we were able to really gain into that air quality, right? Of being able to gain kind of like a higher up perspective, maybe from our higher self, more unconditional love for ourselves, realizing, oh shit, I need to kind of go within myself. So that's more of a higher self perspective, right? In order to be able to dive deep into these Cancer waters, right? Sorry, I've got fucking dirt. I planted plants this morning and I thought I scrubbed all the dirt out, but I didn't. Anyways. Using those waters, you know? We, you know, it was good for us to be able to explore the desert with that more butterfly, more dragonfly type of embodiment, right? But now during this Cancer season, it's very ideal for us to really dive deep into these waters as the stingray, because we really have this strong, you know, spine now. We really have a strong backbone. And we really have these like wings also too, right? That we can just like be so high and up into the water to like the surface, but then we can also like be real low and be like nibbling even on some of the ocean floor creatures and be navigating under the undertow, which is what I've been feeling like over the last like month. Getting really pulled in by the undertow, yo. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, being able to embody that stingray during this Cancer season, I think it's really going to help us navigate those deep waters that we needed to be in, right? These emotions, these like seeing some darknesses, right? Unveiling those like deep hidden emotions. I'm like tapping into them right now and it's clear. And it's like, it's just heavy, right? It's that undertow, like getting sucked underwater type of feeling. And it's good for us. It's really good for our heart. You know, I really see these waters just like really kind of like bursting open our heart and expanding it and just allowing this really good blood flow and this good flow to allow more expansion and growth within ourselves, right? Which also comes with that good blood flow detoxifying things, right? So right now I've been pulled into self-care a lot. I know a lot of my friends and stuff have been like, yeah, but I gotta just chill right now. I'm being called to just like be within myself, be within my home space, my Cancer shell. This Cancer season, being really within our shell and really exploring those ooey gooey mushy insides, but also our really protective, creative, good boundary shell, right? And what we're holding on to and what we need to surrender. You rarely see like a crab like surrender, right? You gotta be holding on to that shit. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it anymore. Cause Leo season is coming. The new dawn. See, when we have a rebirth of the mother, which this all really started with the eclipses, because our eclipses went into a new north and south node. They used to be in Gemini and Sagittarius. They are now in Taurus and Scorpio. A lot of Scorpio energy with all this stuff, right? that butterfly effect. All those emotions got stuck. Yeah, those deep, dark emotions just were so stuck, right? So I feel like with all this moon energy, so we had the solar eclipse in Taurus, then the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which were back to back, right? 2 weeks apart. And then we had these really big super moons during Gemini, and now coming into Cancer season, we're about to have I think our biggest super moon this year in Capricorn. And so what's been going on is we've been really pulling these waters and these subconscious things out, right? And we've been really facing a lot of our moon energy, right? And that's beautiful because the Mother Earth is what grounds the heavenly energy, right? From the sun, from the gods, the solar system, the planets, the astral energy, right? So when we have a very strong mother and when we have really good waters to replenish that soil, right? Get those like areas that used to be so heavy with water, ocean energy, get them replenished and see what grows there, right? Like who knows what is deep into that soil, right? And so us being able to enjoy these Cancer waters and really soak in them is going to allow us to really replenish our soil, right? Our internal soil where we've been really kind of hardened up, really stagnant feeling, you know, where that soil that you can't grow anything in, right? You have to like completely replenish it with like water. You have to like till it or hoe it. You gotta hoe that fucking soil. And so you got to be able to really replenish all aspects of you, right? And so the Capricorn is an earth sign. So I love this. So we're really fully illuminating our humanly, earthly based presence here, material based presence here on earth, to really show up for our masculine. It's kind of like our father's side, right? So it's like our fathers sometimes, majority of fathers have to go out there and be something and present themselves as something to bring home the goods to the home space, right? That Cancer home space, fourth house energy. So we're really looking at how we're being presented into this real earthly based matrix, right? But we're also seeing how that presentation can really bring us back the resources and the earthly based security that we need, that the father brings to the home space, right? And I bring up the father and the mother because Capricorn is the father of the zodiac and Cancer is the mother, and they're completely opposite side of the zodiac, right? So we're real focused on that energy. And then Cancer being the fourth house, we're really focused on the home space. So what that mother energy shows up as and what that fatherly energy shows up as, right? But if the mother provides that real well-plenished soil with good emotional energy, emotional intelligence, like we talked about earlier, brings that soil real good. It's a real good space to cultivate the seeds that the father brings in, right? And what the father's solar energy, the heavenly energy, brings to this seed, right? The growth and the energy it gives to it. Gives to us when a mother's pregnant and she has this seed that is growing within her womb space, right? And we have a heart that's just like doom, 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 and this seed that's just growing. But then there's those heavenly energies as well that are playing a part within that seed, right? Or when we look at soil, we have the mother grounding, the well-plenished water within that grounding. And then so when we plant a seed and we have good fatherly energy that is giving that abundance to that seed. And then when that seed grows to a plant and it gives it the air, because air is also the masculine element that they give to plants and to all beings, right? So when the motherly energy is real well nourished and well secure, right? We even have moms that are in their good, secure energy where they can be that beautiful, feminine, nurturing energy to their creations, their, you know, things that are expanding, the things that they're trying to grow, right? Then here comes the Leo sun, and we're well ready for that sun, right? We can take all of the sun because we know when to water, we know when the soil needs anything, right? We are well connected with those aspects of us. And so this Leo sun comes on up, and this gazelle I just think of is like fast, but they can also like jump like side to side motion, right? They can really like, they can really be very smart and jumping and fast and like move in good directions where they're like very strategic in saving themselves, right? and very strategic and very like just playful and jumping and effortless, right? Things will be effortless. The growth will be effortless. This dawning of a new age, I really, really feel, and I can feel this in my heart as I get emotional, I really feel like we have replenished the feminine mother aspect so much that we are now going to start seeing the Heavenly Father energy here very present on Earth, and especially during Leo season. You know, when we talk about Christianity, like the Lamb of God, when we talk about Judah, the, you know, the lion, all of this, that we're talking about the Leo sun, right? And so we are really going to see and be illuminated because, again, the sun is going to be like at one of its highest points, right? Or coming to its highest point. And we're going to be really illuminated, and everything that was like in this subconscious area is going to be really pulled up to full illumination and consciousness, right? And I think this is going to be a real just like awakening, because when that father energy comes into the picture, it's not this like loving like mother energy. Things are slow, like things all of a sudden like pick up, right? They start to gain speed, and there's the sun energy that's just like woo, 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 right? And it's just letting all of these things grow and grow. And now we're really seeing our seeds and our plants get the real good nutrition now, to where our abundance in the fall is going to be so nutrient dense, right? And that's just going to continue to feed us into this like circle of life where we're really focused on, you know, I said the mom and the dad on the opposite. So really having these strong pillars, right? These strong twin towers that keep us well balanced, and they keep us secure, well fed, keep the abundance flowing into the house. And someone that's well, you know, emotionally intelligent and very nurturing and very willing to be the dark of the soil, right? That's where those roots are. That's where the darkness is, right? So that's what that motherly energy is all about as well, right? And really having those together to be able to create this beautiful, like, well-directed, just like very strategic, you know, running in the right direction type of entity, you know. When I see, oh, look at these antennas. I see this is like the towers that I was talking about. Yes. So it's like being that well-based, like like that good foundation of like just receiving the highest, most like godly energy, right? Where we are well balanced and we're able to take in these messages of the collective, of ourselves, of you know, what's going on here and what's being pulled, you know, what are the energies that are being served to me with the sun. Oh, the sun is in Cancer, so we're real emotional, right? We're real waterly based, you know. Oh, we're coming into Leo season, so we're getting to where those waters help create this good emotional intelligence, which brings clarity when the sun arises, right? And allows that growth and expansion, right? For more abundance in the fall of whatever abundance we're looking for, right? And it's giving us good direction of how we want to really go about like just this new life, the new dawn, like I said, right? Where we have all of this new sun energy, and all of this new illumination of the new healed person that we want to be. Thanks, baby. And the butterfly that's being born, right? The no longer being that caterpillar, so earthly based. We're gonna spread our wings, right? How many? That's too many. I'll take it. So we have the stone. I love, a couple things come to mind right away. The pyramid is, the triangle is like the strongest. It's the strongest shape, right? Mother, father, son, or daughter, right? The kid, the child, that trifecta, children. This looks like a home in a sense too. Squaring the circle comes to my mind. Look up squaring the circle if you don't know what that is. And then prayer. The prayer. So in the middle of this stone card, I see this kind of like the prayer is in the middle, right? So it's like the stone is really keeping in and really protecting the prayer, right? What's the prayer though? What's the prayer? Is that the manifestation we're trying to birth in? Is that the prayer that we will partake in as we rebuild this new world, right? This new manifestation for us? Will we be more into that prayer, that we can really have faith during these times in this crazy world, right? And then look, the womb. Wow. This is strong, guys. All right, I'm gonna, since I got the camera flowing, Father, the prayer, the child, and the mother. Look at that. The womb. The mother, the feminine, is usually represented by the upside down triangle. Illumination, the higher illumination, right? They say like the Illuminati looks like similar to this, that triangle on top of the pyramid on the dollar bill, right? The castle. And the ring. Damn. All right, so here's what I'm seeing. I feel like this Cancer season is really going to help us focus on a lot, and has been helping us focus on a lot of like more family kind of aspects, and not necessarily where like, let's say I'm single, right? And I, whenever I get into relationships, I notice like this certain pattern that I continue, or a certain person that I continue to get really exposed to. And so I have to look inside of myself and look at the patternings and the parenting and these, these towers that I've grown up between. This safety, this, was it safe? Was it, validating? Was it loving? Was there emotional intelligence, And so I have to, in a sense, really come back and align myself, align my chakras, where we have our root at the bottom, that is really, you know, the cup, that foundation that all of this is built on when we look at it ourselves as human beings, right? Our root chakra is that lowest based chakra that all of this is built upon, right? And held on. So we really have to look at those structures, and are they good structures? Are those pillars strong? Is it like a pyramid, you know? Do I have strong foundation, or did I build this pyramid with just, you know, this right here, and you know, I have to work on rebuilding this aspect, you know? It's like, it looks like it's maybe under under construction in a sense, maybe, right? Maybe we were just like this circle, right? And we lacked those good pillars that kept us held in, right? So we were just like kind of rolling all over the place, is what's coming to my mind. And so us really going under construction and building ourselves this pyramid, you know, after we're done with this construction, we can take away this box, right? And we can be more freeing, and we will no longer have to hold our waters in this circle. We can like allow this water and everything to just like to expand, right? And to grow, and to be held into this real secure pyramid type of figure. That secureness that the father aspects brings us, right? That when we reflect this illumination, right? When we reflect it, when we look actually where the true love, feelings, emotions, the true nurturing, the true color, you know, see how we see all this color? Like, you know, if we look at this as like more the father can be a lot less colorful, right? Like a lot less just bright and kind of nurturing, however you want to look at that. They're more of like a succulent, and like the mom is more of a flower, right? Or the father's more of like the thorns, and like the mother's more of like the rose, right? We'll put it that way. So yeah, so, you know, really being able to see, you know, what we have to rebuild out here in the, you know, 3D, but it's really, you know, based off of the like foundation of what's underneath, right? This is like, if this is the earthly plane, this is like down deep down in like those tunnels of the pyramid, right? That's where all the juicy shit gets maybe involved, right? Or that's where we go to do certain type of work and rituals to be rebirthed, to have more resurgence, right? More of that butterfly transformation, rebirth, where we go to the womb to rebirth, right? Oh my gosh, yes, we are birthed out of this womb, and we go to the womb to be rebirthed. Even when we talk about sex and how sexual acts are how we can use our relationships, and I shouldn't say use, but how we utilize a really, really strong relationship with good foundation, where we're good independently, you know. We have that good, strong foundation within ourselves, so we can be here independently, but be strong with what we hold together, right? And being able to use both of our aspects, you know, that reparenting that we do for ourselves, that restructuring. But when we get in those strong relationships, and we have all that together, and then when we have our emotional, like sexual acts, they're from a higher level of thinking, right? Because we're not in those lower base, like survival, like, oh, I have all this baggage, you know, I keep getting exposed to these type of dudes kind of thing, that help me realize all the baggage, you know, whatever baggage I have, or all these things. So we're able to get into more positive foundational relationships where we offer that fatherly, stable energy, right? But we also offer the mother, where all the goods and all the, home space, the moon space, the Cancer space, really gives us that nourishing, emotional, nourishing waters that we need, right? That hold together, right? Those pillars that we're talking about, pillars that help us build a castle, right? This real strong, good boundaries, think about a castle. Okay, let's just describe a castle, but then also think about how that pertains to us, right? Good boundaries. Okay, maybe our walls can be too high, but hey, guess what? Like, those walls protect us, right? We can have good water that's protective around our castle too, right? When we get into that castle, it can be filled with luxury, with beauty, with abundance of food, of when I think of like crystals and gems and diamonds and all these things, I really think of like actual like crystallizations of knowledge and gnosis within us, right? Something that has crystallized within us, that crystalline body, that crystalline pineal gland, right? Yes. I didn't finish what I was saying about the sexual relationship, but where we have a good sexual relationship, side note, sorry, where you have a good sexual relationship, you can actually have such a strong and good practice with your partner that you can literally use sex as kind of like a rebirther. And because we are accessing such these deep realms within us on a physical level, that on the spiritual level, we're accessing all these deeper realms within us, right? So we are helping us tap into different portals of times and dimensions and healings that we need. And a lot of people, this is why when you get in a relationship, you ascend so much, because you have this like full heart, you're getting this ultimate pleasure. And so it's allowing you to become this newer, higher being, right? But yeah, so that's, where we are right now, looking at how we look at sex and how we look at connections and relationships. And we're allowing ourselves to totally transform that, right? To go from the earthly based caterpillar to the butterfly, right? To see things from a higher perspective with a very strong, a strong backbone, to be able to go explore our deep realms of our waters too, right? Those waters that hold on to those baggages and those darknesses, those skeletons, but also treasures too sometimes, right? We can find some hella good treasures at the bottom of the ocean. So we have to really, use those waters to allow us to get ready for that Leo sun, right? This time of expansion, of full consciousness, of full illumination, that will help us really take this Cancer season that is really focused on the home space and the castle that the father and mother provide for their prayers, their children, their abundance that they pray for, the materialistic wealth that they want to have, the prayer to better themselves, to rebirth themselves, to use their sacred womb spaces and their higher consciousness of good ego and good using our thought space for good things, right? We can use the sky to drive us down into fear-based, lust-based, envy, all of the darker sins and the darker vibrations that we can really tap into, right? Where if we are very solid with our good emotions, our good stability and nurturing, and we provide that good, strong will, that good, strong, masculine illumination that can be so empowering and so loving and securing, right? We use that to really offer our prayer and seek our prayer in these aligned ways with this good foundation, right? That helps us really find that marriage, right? That good sacred bond between the more feminine, masculine, mother, father, female, male, or not, male, male, female, female. It's all about the energies. It's all about the archetypes, right? It's all about the archetypes that we can serve within ourselves, because like even guys can tap into their motherly energy too, right? They can tap into their self-care, where they nurture themselves, they cook for themselves, they clean for themselves, all this shit, whatever. All of us have to be those things, right? To just be a human being. Let's go to the Astros real quick. And so there's something else I need to see for this month. Let's finish this up. Yeah, making vows to just be those, even if it's the woman that's providing the more fatherly energy, the more masculine energy. Again, it's an energy, an archetype. It allows us to be in that solar calm, that clarity, that alignment. Oh, I love this card. It's perfect for what we're talking about. Yeah, it's bringing those waters that will bring clarity, right? That this full moon, I kind of see this as just like a full moon for whatever reason, is going to really help us align, be those, parenting archetypes that allow that good, like just growth of the internal child, right? The child, actually, children that we put into this existence, or the child that we have to nurture within ourselves. If I'm a single woman, I still have an internal child to take care of, right? I still have this this little being within me that keeps me very in that wanderlust, in that playful spirit, in that wanting to experience new things, explore new lands, be lost, it's good for us to be in that. That's what gets us back in line with what we came here to be, because when we're children, we know what that shit is, Yeah, when we came into this world, we know exactly, yes, we knew exactly why we came here, right? We got 7, this is 16, and then we got 8, 35. Yeah, we knew what we came in here to be, right? So it's like this full moon, this Cancer season, again, it's helping us learn about those pillars of life and kind of realign back into like what we came here to be, right? Kind of like rebirth us back into like why we're here. Wow. I love this. And go in there with wisdom. Athena, she's the goddess of wisdom. She is very, very, I see this helmet as a very like feminine helmet that kind of gives it more of this like strategic war, right? A woman may see that, oh, maybe I'm not as big as him, maybe I'm not this, so I have to be very strategic and use my wisdom to fight, right? And to protect myself, and to use this wisdom that I have gained over this, last 20, 30, 40 years, however long, to really reparent myself, to rebirth these different archetypes that exist within me, right? This butterfly transformation, where it's not so earthly based, it's a little bit more of a higher consciousness, higher spiritual space that our parents unfortunately were not able to tap into because they were such, survival mode, and such like earthly based mode, right? That maybe parented us and put us in habits of being that way too. But the more that we can separate ourselves from that, really get back into prayer, into alignment with really listening to what's in here, right? When we're really aligned, we can finally listen to ourselves properly. That internal child can be blossomed, and we can actually hear that internal child's prayer, right? And then we can make a whole new vows, a whole new marriage system within ourselves, right? Where we're married to our own cause, our own nurturing, our own go get it, go find our own security, to giving that and giving or being with somebody that also is at that frequency and offers that, right? So we're having better parenting being set up in the future because we've already taken care of our bullshit, right? We're coming to ourselves, coming more, rebirthed and just more stable and stronger, and know who the fuck we are, right? To be able to, to marry and to make new vows to ourselves, to use this wisdom to know how to go fight, but also to be that goddess, right? That goddess type of fight, that real strategic, I'm in here to kill the bad guy, not like kill fucking everybody in the village type of shit, discipline, yes. I'm here to be disciplined. I'm here to use, to train, to be consistent and to practice. And we got another 7, guys. We're in that 7th month. We just had the 7/7 portal that really gets us ready for that 8/8 portal, right? That 7/7 is more heaven, right? Heavenly, divine, good luck type of energy, right? 777, lucky number. That helps us get ready for that 8/8 portal. That that portal we step into with our full illumination and our lioness, lion, internal lion, just fucking ready to roar and step into this existence, and to show ourselves after we've had this great discipline within ourselves, right? This consistency where we show up for ourselves, where we are very compassionate. We're very loving. We're very empathetic because we've gone through it. We know what it's like to heal. We know what it's like to go through the fucking darkness, to be able to find that this is immortal, that immortal side of us. Going back to 6, the consuming family, pressure of peers. Yes. So going back, so this is the number 6, right? We've been focused on 7s, and then we had 8. I didn't look at the other numbers. But now we're going back to 6 and kind of like going back to the drawing boards, right? And just like, where am I being pressured and misled and outside of my boundaries, outside of these good towers that I have really set up for myself, you know. Let me sit back, be really aligned about the decisions I have to make, you know, because at the end of the day, I am immortal, you know, I'm this ever existing being. And if I want to reach my highest self within this existence, I have to be able to, you know, see where my blockages are, where my blockages of my waters are, where, you know, I'm outside of my boundaries, outside of my foundation, outside of my own castle that I built, because I'm my own archetype of my mother and my own father, right? I'm my own archetype of the internal child that goes fun and crazy at that castle, right? So going back to the drawing boards and being able to really really analyze what type of aspects of peer pressures and limiting family issues or consuming family issues keep you from really being in that secure castle space of your own father, mother energy, right? Having discipline, but also compassion for yourself when you have to be in this space where you look at what keeps you from that immortal thought, right? That we're just like this continuous energy, that we can't get so stuck within those old dynamics of family, thinking patterns, working patterns, love patterns, relationship patterns, you know, self-love patterns. We can't continue to have those things, you know. We have to continue to be our own guidance, our own, you know, parents, our own internal child, our own you know, different animals that we embody, our own, you know, things that keep us really solid and stable. Tell you right now, it's probably nothing that your parents are interested in. It's gonna be very different, right? So we have to be in that prayer, have faith, right? While we're going through that, you know, that uncomfortable, just like, this is where I've been limited, huh? This is where my family has consumed my thought patterns, you know? How am I going to let that go and shed that and be in this water and allow it to move and flow away from me and not stay stuck in that undertow of it, right? And that dark space, we can also like float to the surface and get air too, right? Provide our own air. Awesome, guys. I hope you like this. Yeah, I think this Cancer season, we just really have to focus on when we are deep under those waters and feel pretty, you know, stuck under those waters. We have to be able to say, okay, we're also the stingray, right? We can also explore these waters and we can see what's under here, the treasures, the goods, the bads where we have to swim away and swim closer to the beach and the surface, right? But we can use those waters to really nurture us and to help us understand, you know, this home space that is needed for us to grow, for us to provide a well nurturing home space for ourselves, for our future relationship, for our future children, whatever, you know, just continue to provide growth and space and good soil that is really emotionally nurturing, right? Those waters are a lot what we're trying to incorporate now. I know, you know, growing up, again, like I said, those waters were not offered so much of a space, and so it left a lot of stagnation and not as much as expansion that could have been offered with a lot more emotional love and intelligence and and growth that it could have provided, right? But use those waters well, because those waters will serve us so well when Leo season's here and that sun is just like beaming. It's fucking hot. It can dry out. It can get dry out there, right? See you guys soon. Have a good day.